Pashy.
Hi, Sufi.
How's it going, Pashy?
Okay, I've had a lot of medical over here.
no.
Yeah,
What do you got?
I had this like little skin cancer thing on my face. I'm wearing a
Right.
little scar sheet, but I will say I think my surgeon, my doctor, my guy, Dr. Garavi over at Cedars did a really nice job. I thought it was just going to be like a couple stitches, and then as it happened, it was like 9, and also my face was all like iodined up, so it was all a different color. And Mackenzie took a picture of me, and it looked very Frankenstein-y. But then I got the stitches out, and it's that doctor did a very nice job. So,
Dr. Garavi?
Dr. Garavi.
Were you, as a vegan, is it hard to have a doctor whose name is so close to gravy?
I found my way through.
Okay, that's good.
And then I had the delight of doing another Gavin Newsom on Jimmy Kimmel Live, but sitting in the chair for Kimmel was our dear friend Ike Barinholtz.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ike and I used to do something in our live 2-person show that we called Hitprov, which one of the classic tenets of improvisational comedy is you agree with your partner.
Yes.
You keep the scene moving forward. Yes, and there it is. And we devised this clever game where we would intentionally disagree, and to solve the disagreement, we would physically fight.
Yeah.
It was no heads, no nuts, no knees was our sort of rule of thumb.
This has been, you guys developed something that no other 2 improvisers have adopted.
Well, it's a bad...
Hitprov started and ended with you guys.
Yeah. And we did our live show 6 times before we, got on Mad TV, I want to say. And 3 fights per show. And I was 0-18.
Wow.
Yeah. I was taking some Taekwondo at the time.
You guys fought on stage 3 times a show because the other improv thing you developed was diminishing returns, the value of diminishing returns.
So yeah, I was 0-18 over the lifetime of that. But then, he was sitting in for Kimmel, and we did a Newsom, and the writers had seen that, so they...
Oh, they had seen Hitprov back in the day?
I think so. I have to imagine, because in the script it says, then Gavin Newsom and Ike fight for real. And so that was how we sort of, it bled out into commercial. And we were, I don't know, I don't think actually he hit me with a shot that sort of hurt my ribs in a way that they still hurt now. I also had a mic pack in my left breast pocket, and I think that's sort of what did it. So either he hit it into me, or I think when it was all over and it was commercial, I went to give him a hug, and he just gives like such great big hugs.
Yeah.
And we're coming out of we're both pretty jacked up because we've been fighting. And so there's that added bear hug quality of it all. And I think the mic pack just got jammed into me, and I got some x-rays, and my ribs are not broken, but you
had to actually get x-rays for this.
Yeah, I was in so much pain, like increasing levels of pain. Like 4 days later, I could barely move.
Gosh, you know what? I'm starting to reassess. Maybe Hitprov is bad.
It was a hit. It was a hit.
I will say it was a hit, and I highly recommend everybody go and watch Josh and Ike. First of all, Ike did a fucking fantastic job filling in for our friend Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Obviously, no surprise here that Ike is an incredibly affable host and a wonderful watch. Also, shout out to you and the makeup team, because this was fresh off your surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And
my
they
stitches
came up with a very, very good idea that Gavin Newsom would be wearing. What do you call those under eye patches?
I don't know. I mean...
They're sort of the thing like makeup people wear. It's like what sometimes I'll walk into someone's green room before they're getting ready for my show, and dudes have these under their eyes to just sort of like get rid of the bags.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what you call those, but
that's what you were wearing is Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it certainly was in line with the way you play Governor Newsom, is that he would be wearing those things.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to watch. And I mean, I love seeing you guys together.
Guillermo also, I know him, and I saw him on set before Ike came out, and he's like, this guy who's hosting, he's really good. He's really like funny. And I was like, oh, I know him. He's like, he could read all the monologue stuff, and he was just like yesterday, he was so good. And I was like, I know him.
Ike is one of those, I think a lot of the reason that people love working with Ike is one, he executes every time. And so everywhere he shows up, and he's fun, and he's a big laughter, and he's given. But his secret sauce is that he's also 100 times smarter than he looks. So everybody like Guillermo is like, hey, I think I just discovered someone. Because you can't believe how good this dummy is. I think that's how he won Celebrity Jeopardy. Just lulled the other contestants into a false sense of security.
Yeah.
But he's the sharpest knife in the drawer. He's the best. I'm always a little wary of repeating a story that I told on my other podcast. So for the Venn diagram of people who are in the middle, I really should have saved this story for Pashi, and so hopefully you'll forgive me for telling it. But
if it's any consolation, I don't listen to your other podcast.
That is so clear. You left a voice note for the last podcast, and it was really, people really enjoyed.
Oh, good.
That your disdain was palpable.
I don't think I didn't throw shade.
You at the very end, you were like, "Quit army, right?"
But that was just being Yorma. That was almost a Yorm.
It was enjoyable. So, did I tell you about how Alexi signed me up to swim a mile for like cancer awareness?
Nope.
So.
Also, I know about cancer without you swimming a mile.
Well, it was other people, though. Their eyes are open for the first time. So, obviously our friend Mike Lazaro, my dear friend Dave Lynn, and his wife, Jennifer Goodman Lynn, rest in peace, started this incredible organization called Cycle for Survival, which is spin bikes, raising money for cancer. It's incredible. That raises money for rare cancer. This one is called Swim Across America. It's a very similar organization insofar as you have dedicated people who bring communities together. This was the inaugural Swim Across America in Martha's Vineyard. And Alexi said, I signed you up to swim a mile. Now, I run a lot.
Yeah, lots of miles.
I feel pretty fit.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm kind of thinking, all right, I could do a mile. You know, how hard can a mile be? I mean, I think it could be hard, but right? Like, is it 5 miles hard? In my head, I'm thinking swimming's a fifth, or so I should say 5 times harder than running. Yeah. So it's open water, though. It's the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And probably about 200 people. And when I show up, I realize that you could do a quarter mile, a half mile, or a mile. So the fact that Alexi signed me up for the longest. I mean, I'm not going to... Dad full on was like, this is her trying to kill you. So they even say, she says, you can switch. But, I don't... If she just said a half mile, I would have stayed at a half mile. But I didn't want to be like, no, I can't do a mile. Also, they make you wear different swim caps based on your distance.
So you didn't want to wear the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
I want to belittle yourself.
So you also, the thing about the ocean, even in the summer, so cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I get in the water and I do 3 freestyle strokes and I think this is the worst thing I've ever done. I'm going to drown. And I don't know how to swim. That was the real thing that came. Like I know how to float and I know how to like swim in a pool.
Yeah, we were never on the swim team. We did swim lessons and we did like a morning thing at the town pool, but we were not.
No.
Yeah.
I did a few swim races at our public town pool, and it was always a disaster.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you wearing, because it is so cold, are you just in a bathing suit? Or are you wearing...
I wore a swim shirt. All right.
And then you wearing like some Speedos on the bottom, or you got your classic baggies?
Just classic baggies.
Yeah.
And that I think that drag might be why I finished dead last. Or at least it would be if there weren't so many other dudes in baggies and ladies.
Yeah.
So I'm just it's 2 loops to do a mile.
Okay.
And I'm pretty quickly locked into the idea that I'm just going to be a 1 loop dude.
Right.
And even that, I have to switch to breaststroke almost immediately just from the amount of water I'm swallowing.
Yeah. Did you go out too fast?
No, I never had any speed at all.
Right.
I never, all that happened was me, I just constantly was getting passed by men my age, men younger than me, women 20 years older. At one point, I was like in a pod of women in their 70s, and I thought, just stay with it. Just stay with this group.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And then I was like, all right, you know what? It's just about finishing at this point. Just get your half mile. So and by the way, I would say in the last quarter of my first half mile is when I started getting lapped by people who were now finishing.
Oh yeah.
So there were definitely the people who did the mile the fastest absolutely finished it before I did half a mile.
Mm.
Now, I get out. I'm actually feeling, my whole body is aching and shaking. I was cold for 2 hours after this. I walk out and I'm still like, this is good. The one thing about when you swim in open water, and I guess anytime you do a race, whatever, you're chipped, right? I'm wearing a Velcro thing around my ankle. And you kind of go through an archway that has sensors, and that starts your time, and when you come out, it ends your time.
Yeah.
There's no chip that says you are at halfway or full way. It's into the water, out of the water.
Yeah.
I did not think about this. Anyway, a buddy of mine sends me a thing, and he's like, dude, congrats, you won your age group. Now, the issue here
is the color cap you were wearing?
Yeah, and I did a half a mile. And so it's a real. I emailed the race website, but it's not like specific to that, race. It's like one of those like race at large websites,
right? Because it's not just 200 people in Martha's Vineyard aren't going to swim across America. It's happening at multiple places.
You know what? I think it was just that one that day, but I think ultimately the website that does the times, you like farm it out. It wasn't like there was somebody local who was like, oh, right, that did look strange. That did look strange to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like we should probably post who did win my age group.
Yeah.
But I would just say good cause, bad time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real bad time.
I feel like it's very in character for you if you were thinking of the cap to just like yell to someone there, like, give me a yellow cap. You're like, here's my blue cap. Give me the yellow.
The problem was, who do you yell to? You're in the ocean.
Yeah, but when you come out and come under an archway, like if there's someone there.
You'd entered earlier, right?
I see.
The computer had me in for a mile.
Gotcha.
So at that point, the cap was...
Yeah.
The cap was a thing you wear if you were trying to lie. Everything I was doing looked like a guy who was trying to lie about how he finished.
Right.
Because again, I didn't win the race, as we've established. Like, I finished like 14th because of all the people who passed me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even suspicious. You know what? For anybody listening who does want to win their age group, this is how I do it.
Did you get like kicked in the face? Was it like
no? There weren't enough people to get kicked in the face.
All right, but it wasn't like you felt like chum in the water and.
No, it was interesting that a few times I watched as people were just sort of got off. Their straight line was a little angled towards me. And they were getting really close, and the last minute they'd veer off. And what I was realizing then is they were not looking where they were going because when you swim fast, you don't look up the whole time like I was doing. So I was the guy who was like going slow, being like, whoa, 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 look out, slow down. It's not a race. It is a race.
So you did a lot of talking out there, too. That probably
a lot of
also
chatter.
didn't help. Yeah.
A lot of chatter. I tried to. There's also... There's so many people on kayaks and paddleboards like working for the race. There's so many safety people that you don't have on a road race. It's great, but it is a reminder that you're not supposed to be out there. But anyway.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
What else? I'm trying to think if there's any other news. Oh, Ash went on he did a camp on a boat for a week.
Yeah.
And he had the best time ever.
That's great.
And we asked Axel if he wanted to do it. He didn't want to do it. Axel now has FOMO. He definitely wishes he had done it.
Yeah, well, live and learn, kiddo.
Live and learn. But we're also a little relieved because I think it was more special for Ash.
Yeah.
Because Axel wasn't there.
Yeah, and I think it's like if you had done something when we were little and then I went the next year with you, I feel like you could have sort of Mr. Mayered me around and been like, hey, I know the ropes.
But we would get pictures every now and then from the camp, and there would be like 9 kids on the deck of the boat, and 2 of them would be wearing life jackets, but not buckled up. So just imagine a loose. And so we said, why were some kids wearing life jackets? Did they not pass their swim tests? And Ash said, no, if you cursed, you had to wear a life jacket for an hour. And I was like, that's the best punishment. That is the best. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're 10 and a 19-year-old counselor's like, yeah, you got to wear the life jacket for an hour. And you just have to walk around like flappy straps.
Yeah.
Looking like a kid who can't swim. So good. They also, Ash shared a little like cabin with 3 other dudes. And he said, we were like, how did you go to bed at night? He's like, well, if they caught you talking, they would just come in and unscrew your light bulb. It's like everything about this is like great. It's a real Captain Barbosa was in charge.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
And then I like that he immediately had a catchphrase, which is every time Addie or Axel have irritated him in the last 5 days, he said, ugh, get me back on the boat, please. Like now.
Yeah.
He's a boat guy.
You should, maybe I'll get him a pillow that says that for Christmas.
Yeah, get me back on the boat.
Yeah.
It was also cool because it was not, there were like, he's 10 and there were, I think it was like 8 to 15. So it wasn't just this age. And so they kind of all intermingled. And like at the amount of Ash is like, oh, Dad, I love being around teenagers. They make me laugh so hard. I'm like, great.
Well, it's coming. He'll be one.
You guys have done a lot of listening to us today, but which is fitting because it's about to do a listener episode, right, Pashi?
Yeah. Let's us do some listening, Soof.
That was a pretty good transition from old Seth there.
Yeah.
Right?
Congrats again. Congrats on your half-mile swim and your transition.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors. Support comes from Cash App. Hey, Bashi.
Hey, Sufi.
Big news over at my house. You know what the news is?
What's that?
Lego has a new Goonies set.
Oh.
Pirate ship. And look, it ain't free. What I've learned about Lego, especially the Lego that's based on IP, it don't come for free. Mm-hmm. And it's times like these that you want to teach your kids about money, and that's why we are very happy to be using Cash App.
Oh, yeah.
Teaching kids about money shouldn't mean paying monthly fees or switching banks every few years. Cash App now offers managed accounts for kids ages 6 to 12, no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements, plus something no other kids financial app offers.
One account your child will never outgrow. Their savings, habits, and history carry forward from a parent-managed account at 6 to a teen account at 13 to a full account at 18. You're not starting over or losing what they've built.
You can set up automatic recurring allowances, track spending, and help them work towards specific goals without overcomplicating your life. These accounts earn interest on savings, and kids get a customizable debit card that feels personal to them while you guide everything behind the scenes.
The account runs through you. You manage everything from your own Cash App, so whether they have $5 from allowance or $40 from a birthday transfer, it all counts and it all stays with them as they grow.
No subscription fees, no minimum balance requirements, just a simple way to help your kids start building smart money habits that will actually stick.
If you're ready to start teaching money habits without adding more stress to your plate, download Cash App and set up a managed account for your child today. For a limited time, new Cash App customers who are parents can use our exclusive referral code FAMILY10 to earn $10. Download Cash App, enter the referral code in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll receive $10. Terms apply.
Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit card issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Cash App Visa Debit Flex cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. And the Bancorp Bank N.A., pursuant to a license from Visa USA, Inc. See terms and conditions for the Sutton prepaid card, Sutton debit flex card, and Bancorp debit flex card. Savings and offers provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Parents and legal guardians can open a managed account for kids 6 to 12. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Support comes from Quince. Hi, Bashi.
Hi, Sufi.
You know what? I love my summer clothes. Everything just feels a lot nicer. Because in summer, your clothes, they're not trying to keep you warm. They're just trying to keep you comfortable.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Posh, I've really enjoyed Quince's 100% European linen pants.
Oh, yeah.
Their shirts, so breathable, so easy to throw on. It's a summer upgrade your rotation needs. And guess what, Posh?
What's up?
This is not starting at your European prices. These aren't your European boutique prices. These aren't the streets of Milan. This isn't $300 pants.
Yeah.
Or pantalones, as they call them in Europe.
Yeah, no, Quince cuts out that middleman, don't they?
Yeah, $34. $34 is where your linen pants start. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories. They cut out the middlemen. So you're paying for exceptional quality, not brand markup. And it's not just clothing. Quince has become a trusted favorite for everything from home to travel to everyday essentials. Make your summer wardrobe easier. Go to quince.com/trips for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/trips for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/trips.
Here we go. We got some stories to listen to, yeah?
Hi, Josh and Seth. Love the pod. My name is Susan, and I live in Denver, Colorado. Something we have in common is that my mom was also a French teacher, but she was also a Spanish teacher as well. My parents were both public school teachers, and so we traveled the majority of the summer, and most of those trips were road trips. I still have yet to be on a plane with my parents. As you can imagine, I have lots of family trips that are stories to tell, but this one is one of our favorites to laugh about and retell. Every few years, after we had forgotten about the foibles from the previous trip, we would drive from our house in Littleton, Colorado, down the entire length of Mexico. We had an old diesel car, and back in the 80s, diesel was ridiculously cheap. I verified this with my dad, who said diesel was about 20 cents a gallon, which of course made my frugal dad happy. So we would pack up the entire family and head out. I was about 10 years old when we went on this particular trip. My dad likes to see everything and often gets off the beaten path. No senior frogs for him. We were bumping down a dirt road, not on the Frommer's map, looking for the church that was split by a volcano. This was in the middle of Mexico, not touristy by any means, especially in the 1980s. As the road began to deteriorate and we had to go slower and slower, my dad kept looking in the rearview mirror. He looked like he was on high alert. We all began to notice that there were a lot of men on horseback, close to 12, that were running alongside the car. It was like something out of a movie. We couldn't go faster because of all the potholes on the dirt road and because the men on horseback were getting closer and closer. They had us surrounded. The 5 of us were looking around at each other. It was unsettling, to say the least. There were men on horseback in front of the car, stopping us from moving forward, and we were surrounded on all sides. Suddenly, my car door opened, and I was pulled out of my seat and put up on one of the horses. I was freaked out, but I also loved horses, so I was kind of excited. My mom jumped out of the car and started shouting at the men in Spanish, "What's going on? What do you think you're doing?" But only one man spoke broken Spanish. The rest of the men were Tarascan Indians, or the native indigenous people of Michoacan. Finally, the man who spoke some Spanish explained to my mother that the men wanted us to rent their horses and they would take us to the volcano that split the church. And whichever man got the rider on their horse got the money, which is why I was simply grabbed out of our vehicle and put on a horse by a strange man in the middle of Mexico. My dad turned off the car, the rest of my family got out, and they all got up on the horses. And then the men led us to this historical site. My family loves to joke about me getting kidnapped and put up on a horse, and that none of them seemed that fazed by it. I look back fondly on that insane day because I got to ride a horse all day long to a pretty cool place, and it was better than sitting in the back of a smelly diesel car. There you have it, the day that I almost got kidnapped, but not really. Thanks, fellas. Keep up the good work. Oh, and Josh, your songs are incredible. Over and out, Susan.
Oh,
Susan, wow. Susan delivered.
Yeah, maybe Susan. Maybe some of our guests could take a page from Susan's book.
Yeah. But also maybe not take a page from Susan's parents who were like, you know what? Those people that just grabbed our child from a car have a business offer.
We could take them up on it.
Oh, you know what? I think we were too hasty to judge when a passing horseman pulled our daughter from a car. Let's go to the volcano with them.
I mean, that is a scene out of a movie, out of a video game. It is to be pulled from a moving car onto a horse is exceptional. To be surrounded by men on horseback is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, again, do I think our mom would have enjoyed that?
Well, because she, I think, Mrs. Karkin, the Spanish teamer from our junior high, I think she would have been cooler with it. Mom just wouldn't have known what to say because she only did the French.
Let me clarify that if at any point, and this is a standing offer, if at any point Daniel Day-Lewis wants to ride by on a horse and pluck our mom away from Larry.
Yeah. She's into it.
She is down. She will be wrapping her hands around a Daniel Day's waist.
That would be a "Be Still My Beating Heart" from Hurry.
Yeah, "Be Still My Beating Heart" is a good Hurry catchphrase. We have she sits on. I think we've talked about this. Our mom sits on the porch.
Our screened-in porch.
It's in the woods.
Yeah,
regular woods.
Yeah,
and she will often tell us that she daydreams of Daniel Day-Lewis. From The Last of the Mohicans emerging from the woods.
Yeah.
To just come and get her.
Yeah.
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 And then, you know what Dad whispers to me?
What's that?
He goes, I have the same dream. He goes, Daniel Day takes her and then it's just pretzels all day.
Oh, I thought his same dream was that he would be swept away.
No. He wants her out of the house.
He wants it. Yeah.
He says when Daniel Day's riding her away, he goes, just have her back. Time to make dinner.
I love going off the beaten track, kind of anywhere, and I love that Susan's father just sort of threw caution to the wind. But seeing, a church split by a volcano is definitely something I'm going to be Googling later.
Diesel, shout out to Diesel getting, nice advertisement for Diesel.
Yeah, although, Mackenzie, she's got a diesel truck, and I can speak from a diesel-owning household.
Modern day diesels?
Diesel not cheaper anymore.
Oh, okay, guys.
And I don't know if...
you know what's a healthy snack, by the way, that the kids really like? Diesel nuts.
What? Such a forced D's nuts joke.
But that's the thing. I feel like you don't get the one. By the way, we've spent a lot of time together, and I think that you still are a fantastic audience for my very obvious "I have a joke coming" moments.
Oh yeah.
I always want to hear it. Alexi, no can do.
Yeah.
Alexi the other day said to someone like, "Do you really not? Can you really not tell when he's just teeing up a joke?" And I'm like, honey, don't take the magic away.
I was telling Mackenzie a story yesterday, and then someone texted her, and she was like, "Keep talking. I just have to reply to this." And it's like, well, no, now you're texting my story, and the whole end of my story fizzled. And I finished telling it, and she was finished texting, and she was like, "Oh." And it's like, that's...
Yeah. The, Brooks Wheelan has a really good joke about just how people who just mid-conversation look at their phones. And he's like, it would have been if 50 years ago, you're like, keep talking, I just gotta look at this book. I just gotta read this book for a few minutes. If I don't read this book, I die.
That was a fabulous story, Susan.
That was really, A+. Really fun.
And I don't know if Yeah, I would say like you should fly somewhere with your parents because you haven't done it yet. But it sounds like you
I don't
go
know.
to some
It feels
pretty
like
cool
living
places.
the best life.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, congrats to you and your whole family. You guys obviously know what you're doing.
Thank you for that fabulous story. What's next, Sam?
Hey, Seth and Josh, this is Becky. You might remember me from a few years ago. I called in about a outhouse in Vermont.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm here to tell another family trip. This one takes place on the Buffalo River in Arkansas. This was a very special trip because my dad is a canoe enthusiast, and often from the time I was probably 6, would take me on these river trips. And this trip was special because my mom came with us. And it was off to a great start. Except for the first night I was running around barefoot, as you know, a wild child from Vermont with no indoor plumbing would, and got a 2-inch long thorn in my bare foot. But that didn't stop me too much, you know, being that age. The second day we were taking off, and my dad and I were at the front of the canoe pulling it into the water, and my mom was picking up the back of the canoe and kind of dragging it to bring it into the river. And I guess when she moved the canoe, underneath it was a very dangerous snake with a triangle head. My dad would know exactly the name of it, but all I remember from that time is that it was supposedly very dangerous. So we were a little bit on edge after that. We had a few more beautiful, wonderful days, but as the trip went on, my dad continually was unable to go to the bathroom. Might have been from all the dehydrated camping food that we were eating. And I guess my parents are in their 70s, and there was a commercial from the 1960s that used to talk about Miss Irregular, and it was maybe an advertisement for prunes where it'd say something along the lines of, "Are 3 enough? Are 6 too many?" And we would start to call my dad Mr. Irregular. And then by night 6, I think he got kind of fed up with it, and he decided to eat an entire bag of prunes. To this day, my family will still say, "Are 10 enough? Are 16 too many?" Because the answer was certainly that 16 or more were far too many. I remember about an hour later seeing my dad take off with a trowel and start to dig a hole a little bit over embankment.
Oh my God.
Now, this night that we were staying on this particular camping spot was just a sandbar. So you could see the entire circumference of the area that we were staying on with almost no privacy. Luckily, there was a little bit of a hillock. But when my dad took off and started digging, we knew it was not going to be good. And it wasn't. He reported back later on the hole that he had time to dig was certainly not deep enough for what was to occur. We were pretty much privy to every wave of peristalses that came with the 16 or more prunes that were consumed. As a young child, it was probably the most hilarious thing that could have happened for me. My dad came back looking like he would never be the same again. The expression on his face, I'll never forget. And it's something that we often refer back to in our family anytime that someone's struggling with a little bit of irregularity. We had a great time the rest of the trip, and this is something that for the rest of my life and the rest of their lives for sure will be something that we refer back to. I absolutely love your show. Me and my dad listen to every episode, and I hope you guys are well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I think a great visual as to how bad the bathroom emergency is someone grabbing a shovel.
A tiny shovel.
With a tiny little trowel. Are you gonna get to work?
I do know what the name of that diamond-headed snake is. I don't know if you do, Sif.
The diamond-headed snake.
Yeah. Greg.
Oh, Greg. You know him personally.
Yeah, that's Greg.
That's a great. Also, when something that felt familiar to me, Posh, is knowing an old commercial slogan that you never heard because your parents still say it. So mom and dad would always say, brush up with the new Ipana. Yeah, the new Ipana. So the Ipana was the company, I guess, that made a toothbrush.
Yeah, it was like the Colgate of their time.
And so the entirety of our childhood was them singing that song while we brushed our teeth.
Yeah. I hope whoever owned Ipana got bought out and just made a ton of money.
Yeah.
Which would have been at the time like $100,000.
The other one is what does mom say when she says the color green?
Greeny stickum caps?
Greeny stickum caps. So Greeny stickum caps was another. They're like Mattel shooting shells.
Oh, those are a real thing too.
Greeny stickum caps, believe it or not, it sounds like the most mom-coded nonsense, but greeny stickum caps were a real thing. And of course, the minute mom heard it, she was like, oh, I'm going to use that to represent the color green for the rest of my life.
Forever.
I'm trying to think if there are other ones, but I feel like it is a really fun thing. And again, I lament the loss of monoculture every day, and while also appreciating that, there's a wealth and diversity of options and creators right now, which is better. But I feel like slogans and jingles are lost. I don't know if my kids will ever know a jingle.
Yeah. Also, like theme songs to TV shows that everyone watches. Those are kind of gone.
There was a very nice. Somebody wrote an article about how the best thing about the World Cup was it felt like the monoculture again. Like everywhere you went, people were like, "Did you see that?" And there's something nice about "Did you see that?"
Yeah. You and your friends did sort of a canoe trip.
Yes.
And just to be on Becky's theme of,
yes,
from outhouses and her last story to digging a trowel, but you guys had one of the greatest sort of word combinations.
Yeah, we would every time somebody went off into the woods to do their business, someone else would sneak after them with a disposable Kodak photo and take a picture of them squatting over a hole, and that person was called the paparazzi. And so you would try really hard to sneak away from the campfire without the paparazzi knowing that you had left, but it was real hard.
Yeah.
And the best thing about the paparazzi photos, which we have saved to these days, is it's just the sort of side flank. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like these are not pornographic photos.
No,
it's
not
just,
graphic in any way, but certainly catching someone when they don't want to be caught.
Right. And like there's nothing about it is gross. You would look at these photos and you would just see the white sort of hip flank of a guy crouching. And the best paparazzi photos is you waited to take a picture until they saw you. So they were always looking at the camera.
Yeah. It's almost like the I'm going to forget the name of it, but the video of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
When he turns.
Yes.
And like looks. It's that
and it's
freeze frame.
It's a real defeated look because the thing about squatting over a hole is there's no quick like cover up.
Yeah.
So the paparazzi lives on in our memory.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Becky. And thanks for circling back.
I love that. So second 2 stories. So hey everyone out there, if you haven't called in.
Yeah.
If you haven't put your stories together, Becky's showing you it's possible.
Becky's lapping you like a 7-year-old woman's lapping me in the mile swim race. Just leaving you in the dust.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors.
Support comes from Fitbod. Hi, Baji.
Hey, Sufi.
You know what makes me fall off my workout game faster than anything else?
What's that?
Well, it gets repetitive when I'm like, I got this. I know this.
Yeah.
I've already done this set of 15 push-ups. So what am I going to do it again?
Yeah.
My pecs get it. They're not going to get any stronger.
Yeah, well, your pecs get it, and then like you get huge pecs, and then the rest of you looks weird because your pecs are so jacked.
Yeah, just weird chicken arms.
Yeah.
Jacked pecs, chicken arms.
Yeah. Fitbod doesn't allow for that kind of nonsense, Soof.
Yeah.
They make every session a new challenge. It takes the mental load away from planning the right exercises at the right intensity so you can stay focused on your gains.
The workouts at Fitbod adapt to your growth. Each workout is challenging enough to push you to make progress, and Fitbod tracks your muscle recovery so you can avoid burnout and keep up your momentum. This summer, push your progress and see what you're really capable of. Join Fitbod today. Get 25% off your subscription or try the app free for 7 days at fitbod.me/trip. That's fitbod.me/trip.
Hi, Seth and Josh. We love the podcast. Thank you for having our story on. A few years ago, my wife and I took a dream vacation to Europe. We both took German in high school and a little bit in college, and we both have some ancestry from German-speaking parts of Europe. So our trip was focused on southern Germany, Austria, and eastern Switzerland. We had a great time on our trip and did and saw a lot of amazing things. Our favorite part by far, though, was renting a car and driving around tiny towns where my wife's ancestors were from and popping into little churches where important events had happened in their lives, like marriages and christenings. These places were way off the typical tourist routes in rural areas, and we were getting lots of chances to use our rudimentary German skills, which we greatly enjoyed. As we were walking up to one of these tiny churches in eastern Switzerland, we heard what sounded like harpsichord music from inside and thought this would be a great chance to hear some local traditional music. We went in for the concert. As soon as we entered, an usher ushered us into the third row from the back and then sat down herself on the aisle end of the pew. Things that struck me right away were that this church was tiny, like 70 people at max capacity, and we had just filled seats 69 and 70. It was tiny and packed. The harpsichord music was really lovely, and we noticed that the musician was fully decked out in lederhosen and the feather cap and everything. We thought we had totally lucked into this authentic local cultural gathering. Then we started to notice that it wasn't just the musician in traditional Swiss garb. Something like half the audience was dressed that way too, and the rest were in their Sunday best. When the song ended, a preacher came up to the pulpit and started to preach in Swiss German. We noticed that a good portion of the audience was in tears. Just as my wife was pointing out some lovely flowers at the front of the chapel, they projected the image of a kind-looking older gentleman onto the screen at the front of the chapel, with his full name and 2 dates under it. This is when it dawned on us that we were uninvited guests at a stranger's funeral in rural Switzerland. We immediately started looking at our escape options, but the pews were really narrow, and we were boxed in by the usher at the end of the row. We were also hesitant to just get up and leave because we figured we'd already been disruptive enough by bursting cheerfully into a funeral in the middle of a musical number in our shorts and t-shirts. So we decided we better try to stick it out until there was a more opportune moment to bolt. After the preacher sat down, the congregation stood to sing a hymn. A normal person might have used this as the chance to get out past the usher, but we are church-going folk and have experience singing from a hymnal, and we thought, we could read German, let's do this. We didn't know the song, but it was very high and very slow. At some point during the song, the reality of what was going on hit me in a way that was making it very hard not to laugh. My wife and I were sharing a hymnal, and she noticed that my hands were starting to shake, and she thought I might be crying, because I am a crier. Shout out to all the criers on the pod. When she saw that I was stifling laughter, she started to discreetly kick and elbow me and to whisper, "Stop it! Stop it!" That made it even harder to keep it together. As soon as the hymn ended, we seized the opportunity to slip out past the usher before she sat back down. Once outside, my wife told me her mind had been racing trying to figure out how to explain to the other attendees how we knew the deceased. She'd been trying to figure out how to say, "We are his friends from America," in German. We sprinted all the way to our car and didn't feel safe to laugh until we got there. Once we did, we laughed until our sides hurt. So that's our story of crashing a Swiss funeral. Thanks again for having us on. We love the pod.
So great.
Yeah.
Such an A+ story.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I do love going into churches. Like I'm always sort of drawn to them because the architecture is amazing. And, I have a natural sense of reverence for them. So I would 100% have been sucked in there. But then to get pinned in by the usher, and like if you go and then you're there for longer than you want to be and for a reason you don't want to be.
I like anytime American tourists, though, do something that is not one of the stereotypical things that we get burned for. So I just like now that there's this Swiss town where like, yeah, the Americans, they wear their flip-flops and their T-shirts and they come to the funerals of strangers. The Americans, they love a funeral of someone they've never met. Pretty good. I think that's how they all sound.
Yeah. That's your Swiss German. That's
Swiss
your
German.
East
I
Switzerland.
assumed, yeah. I assumed we were in the northeastern corridor there.
Yeah.
It is, it's a lot of fun. Also, to just be the people who are confidently like, we'll do the hymn. Like, I like that they were like, we got to get out of here. And then they're like, hold up.
Yeah.
We can do the hymn.
I mean, if I learned anything in Mom's French classes, it's how to sing in French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So.
That's fantastic. What a great story. I also, and again, I remember going to it was the Kennedy Center Honors a few years ago, and Lorne Michaels was honored. And so a lot of SNL people went. And I sat next to Poehler, and Kenan Thompson was the row behind us. And, over the course of the night, very little of the night was actually focused on Lorne. There were a lot of other people. And so just Amy and I were like whispering jokes to each other all night long. And then at the after party, Kenan said, you guys, your shoulders were shaking. You looked like kids in church. And I always stayed with me, because that thing about laughing in church, I do think it gets pretty contagious and pretty hard to suppress.
Yeah.
when you're on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah, because anything that's funny is funnier because it's
So
not
funny.
supposed to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? The one thing I'll say is, based on everything I know about the Swiss, whoever the deceased was probably had a great sense of humor.
Great story. Great stories all around. Thank you.
Great
everybody.
stories all around. That was a real good one. And yeah.
And hey, everybody, if you listened to these stories and thought, oh, I have stories as good as those or better than those stories, then we want to hear them. And we would love to play them on next month's listener episode or any of our future listener episodes. So if you have these stories, please go to speakpipe.com/familytripspod and give us your stories.
All right. Well, thank you to all our listeners.
Thank you, guys. We'll be back with another episode next week.
Family trips with the Meyers brothers.